because if it's actually something they were foreseeing, being a good business, Nigerians will rush. There's no need for us to have only one operator on that.
No. I think you get it wrong. See, what will porting do? That people will move. You know, what it will do at the end of the day is to evenly distribute the subscribers among the networks. Some networks are congested.
But that will not happen.
It will. Some networks are congested.
And I tell you that have even distribution of subscribers. Because even those who are likely going to port, tendency, the few investigations I have done so far, shows that even just maybe these preliminary stages, after 2-3 months, those who are ported will still go back to their networks.
They won't go back.
They will go back.
They won't go back.
Not all of them.
See, but most of networks
will go back to their networks.
Some networks are investing more than others in building up their capacity, their network capacities. Some people are working night and day, laying fiber optic cable. Some are not doing so.
Exactly.
So the quality of service can never be the same for all of them. It can never.
No, because people will always go to
where the sun shines more.
Those who have more now are likely going to lose some of their subscribers. And then those who don't have much are likely going to advance on their figure. But it's not going to be like that. The so-called expectation, we shouldn't expect so much from porting going to make the difference in the market. I agree that it's going to throw up much more challenging competition among the operators. But we shouldn't expect much from it.
I'm full of expectation.
No, you shouldn't expect
I am full of expectation.
Because after a few months, I'm expecting go back, discovering that the so-called quality they are anticipating at the other end is not as much as the...
No. Okay, I don't see that. Response to this. Omoba Adewale says, I'm already discouraged with the number of days needed to port. Not something to look out for. Still a function of poor service.
Definitely, it's poor service. Number of days, 48 hours, that's 2 days. You know that.
No, I think he's talking about 90 days.
No. Number of days, the duration
needed to port.
That's 2 days, 48 hours. In some countries, it goes beyond 48 hours. In some, a matter of minutes. But that does not mean that you should not take your first step. That does not mean... Remember that GSM started in 1987, this GSM. And the first porting happened in 1997, 10 years after, in Singapore. You don't have to wait. They didn't wait for them to have a perfect network to port or to introduce MNP. You cannot have a perfect network. As a matter of fact, the Nigerian situation is even very peculiar because everybody is on this GSM. Even within these channels now, if you want to call someone in the other room, you're more likely to use, not the PABS, you're more likely to use your GSM to call your colleague upstairs. So there's so much pressure on it. But I'm not making an excuse for the operators, but that tells...
it sounds like you are.
No, I'm not making an excuse for them. But you know what the regulator said, that they are starting with the GSM operators. Porting will also extend to the CDMAs in the coming months. That's those that are not GSM operators. So at the end of the day, it will just ease up the market, the terrain, that people can now migrate. I will port, definitely, because I am dissatisfied with the particular network.
Will join the porting, given the number of period it has taken us to get the mobile operators to start operating mobile number.
No. It didn't take number of days to get. It is the regulator. The regulator determines.
No, I mean the preparation period. Because this thing was initially announced in 2006.
Yeah.
In 2009, NCC came up again with it. Operators said, no, we are not ready. They were still very much afraid. In 2011, the same thing happened. 2012, NCC now insisted that this thing must happen before the end of the year. By the end of the year, they were still not ready. By January, the same thing happened. It moved down to March. Now, March, they were still not ready. Till April.
So there's a possibility that the operators might still not be ready, fully ready.
They are
likely
that they may not.
Even if they are not fully ready. See,
I'm looking at now that we are looking at the mobile operators coming into existence now. Tendencies are that even the CDMA operators could take a longer time.
Okay, let's say this. Faith AJG says, we can only say the technology is young when we are inventing it. If we are buying into a technology that is almost 2 decades old, it might not be right to say the technology is young.
Yes,
I think you're the one that made that statement.
No, I'm saying that GSM was embraced in Nigeria in 2001. This same GSM has been there since 1987. It's a pan-European genre of telecommunications or telephony. It started from Europe. From that 1987, other small countries embraced it before Nigeria. The giant of Africa embraced it in 2001. I'm not saying that the technology is young. It's not a young technology. But the issue is, if you have a technology, and you know that this technology is an enabling technology, because telecom is an enabler, you must begin to maximize that technology. You cannot just wait for me to have that's why we didn't wait for 100% power generation for us to start telecom. You can't do that.
All right, I'm afraid we're out of time, so let's have 10 seconds each for our closing statement, and I begin with you.
Okay, my take is that as much as we are desiring porting, mobile number porting for Nigerian telecom consumers, we should all be cautious and awareness. More job needed to put into that.
Awareness.
Yeah, to let Nigerians know exactly what they are porting and what they are getting into.
All right.
I think I will just tell Nigerians, this is the most auspicious time, the payback time that you've been waiting for. Go out and port. That network that has been giving you crazy bill for poor service, I've been taking so much money from you. Go and try another network.
Okay.
It's your right. Option of choice, and it's a fundamental right.
All right. Thank you so much, Ken Ugbeje.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming on the program. And Remy Nweke, thank you for coming on the program. For you out there, let's see if we can just take one mail from Arisha Kola, who says mobile number portability is a nice initiative in Nigeria. You didn't say where you're sending your mail from, but almost every Nigerian has more than one network service provider, if not all. That's from Arisha Kola. Dimeji from Abuja says, in the course of porting to another network, which might take 2 days or more, what will happen to the line in calling and receiving? Well, I understand from this gentleman here that until you get that text, you will still be able to use your line. Anyway, thank you so much for letting us be a part of your evening till we bring another edition of the program. As Ken has said, go porting. Good night. I'm Nel Taigbe.